Today we're taking a look at the Arc'teryx Beta SL jacket. This is the lightest jacket in the Beta family of jackets, and this one comes in roughly at about 340 grams or 12 ounces in weight. A very lightweight jacket, good for packability. You can basically take it with you anywhere. This particular jacket here is in a large and olive moss Euphoria color, which you can see is a bit of a difference in the color tone for the jacket itself. The jacket has the typical Arc'teryx logo at the top, the fossilized bird, and the logo on the storm hood at the very top. In addition to the side pockets, you also have an interior pocket, which I'll show you in a moment, and it does have side venting or zip pits, if you want to call that, which actually opens directly into the jacket itself. So there is no mesh lining in between you and the interior. So if you do wear a base layer or a t-shirt, you'll get direct ventilation from the pit zips themselves. Taking a look at the very top, you'll see a couple of adjustments for the storm hood. These two here pull, which will cinch the back of the storm hood, as well as the back has also an adjustment to further cinch the storm hood to your head. One nice thing about them is that they do have a nice brim on the front, so any rainwater will just kind of drip off the top there. And let's take a look inside. So they talked a bit about having a C-knit backing, and it is relatively soft, and against your skin it feels quite pleasant. It is supposed to be not only a breathable jacket, but also waterproof, windproof, and quite durable. As I mentioned, there's also an interior pocket here. This one here can typically fit an iPhone or iPhone Pro. I don't know about a Max. I think that might be a bit big. You can definitely put some secure valuables such as your wallet or keys in here as well. You also notice that inside all the seams are, I believe, are what they call taped. So there's good waterproofing as well. As I mentioned, it's a Gore-Tex jacket. It is supposed to be waterproof, and interior cinching for your waist, just to tighten things up even further. On the outside of the jacket, one other thing to mention is a Velcro sleeves, which helps keep it nice and tight, as well as give you some flexibility if you want to have a larger base layer or clothing underneath. It will expand to accommodate what you need. One other nice feature about the jacket is once you have it all zipped up, there's a nice soft backing where your mouth will be, or your chin. So that makes it quite pleasant. At the very back where your neck would be, there's a nice soft material as well. And there's a hook for hanging the jacket. And I didn't realize this until recently, but at the very back of the hood, it may be difficult to see on the camera or video, is this little bit of a tube or a soft bump at the back. You don't notice it when you're wearing it, but this is, I believe, what's called the reco reflector. And so what that is essentially is if you're up in the terrain and you're lost and you've got a search and rescue helicopter, for example, sending out a signal, it'll send a signal, it'll bounce off this reflector and come back to the receiver, and it can help locate lost hikers or people out in the wilderness. It doesn't require any batteries, any maintenance. It's purely passive, so it's a nice feature to have, and you really don't notice it when you're wearing it, so good to have. Okay, let's try it on. I've paired this with a light base layer and a vest, and I'm roughly about 6'4", 200 pounds. And this particular hardshell jacket is a large in olive moss Euphoria. It's got good length for my orangutan arms, as you can see here, and good mobility. Doesn't ride up as you're lifting your arms. And I guess one of the main questions I had on getting this jacket was the possible noise level. It is a hardshell jacket, not like the soft shell, which I reviewed previously, which was a Solano hoodie. It does definitely make some rustling noise, as you can hear and pick up on the microphone, but not a lot or excessive, I think, given it's a hard shell, and I think quite livable in day-to-day conditions. So this Beta SL is a fitted cut, which means it's a little bit more trimmer into the body, but fits well over fairly light clothing underneath. You can fit an Atom hoodie or other insulated coats or jackets underneath. And if you're looking for something a little more heavyweight in terms of fabric and size, which is like a regular fit, you can look at the regular Beta in the Arc'teryx lineup. Now for me, I found this actually a really good option. It was a good lightweight for myself. It works well with what I have in mind for kind of shoulder season, fairly light inclement weather. And I did compare it with a soft shell, such as a Solano hoodie. Unfortunately, that one didn't fit quite as well as I would have liked, especially on the arms. But I found the Beta SL has done a great job in terms of cut, look, and finish. Hope you enjoyed the review, and we'll see you next time.